Hello and welcome to the first video in our automation video series here at Betfair Australia. My name's Mitch and I'm from the automation team here at Betfair Australia, and we'll be doing together a 10-part video series on how to automate, starting from the beginning, what is Betfair, all the way up to automating bets on the exchange. What is Betfair? The Betfair Exchange. It was founded in May 1999 by two gentlemen named Andrew Black and Edward Ray, who ran a now infamous marketing campaign carrying a coffin through the streets of London emblazoned with the slogan, "Death to the bookmaker." While the founders' initial vision never quite eventuated, Betfair soon took off, coming to Australia in 2005, with the brand being bought by Crown Resorts in 2014. Today, it maintains an important presence in the Australian wagering landscape. Fundamentally, it's an online betting platform that operates as a peer-to-peer betting exchange. It allows individuals to bet against each other on various sporting events, political outcomes and other markets. Unlike a traditional bookmaker which acts as the house and sets odds for bets, the Betfair Exchange facilitates a marketplace where punters can both back, bet for, and lay, bet against, outcomes. It's a unique proposition to punters compared to traditional corporate bookmakers, owing to the fact that it is the only licensed peer-to-peer betting platform in Australia and New Zealand. The unique proposition enables lay betting or betting against an outcome, as well as often improving the available odds on available selections in a market. In addition, at Betfair, we pride ourselves on championing winners. We won't ban customers for winning. Well, then how does Betfair make money, you ask? Well, simple. We take a small commission from every customer with a profitable position on a market. Commission is the primary charge that most customers will encounter. Well, how does it work? Each market you bet on has what's called a market base rate. It represents the maximum percentage of your winnings that will be deducted as a commission. To find the market base rate for a specific market, simply click on the rules section of the market you're interested in on the desktop site. Once the market is settled, Betfair automatically deducts the commission from your winnings. It's a seamless process. It's worth noting that commission is charged per market and not per event. In racing on the exchange, an event refers to a whole race meeting, whereas a market refers to a book that covers a separate outcome, which could be a win on race 3 or a place on race 4. In AFL, you might back Richmond to win the match, but also have Dusty Martin to kick a goal. Both could win and both could lose. While they cover the same event, they're contained within separate markets. That means if you place a bet in a racing place market and incur losses there, they won't offset the commission in the win market of the same race. All right, let's dive into an example to illustrate how commission works. Think back to the Melbourne Cup from 2022. Imagine you're placing a $25 back bet on Deauville Legend, the favourite, where the market base rate is 7%. Deauville Legend wins. We know this didn't happen, but just for this example, we'll consider that Deauville Legend did win at odds of $5, resulting in winnings of $100. So $125 return minus a $25 stake. Applying the market base rate of 7%, your commission will amount to $100 times 7% equals $7. Remember, the commission is calculated based on the total profit within a single market. Let's say you also placed another $50 back bet on Smokin' Romans in the same market at $15, but it didn't win. In this case, your total winnings on Deauville Legend would now be $50, and the commission would be $50 times 7% or $3.50. Now let's explore the market base rate for various markets. For sport and international racing markets, the current market base rate is 5%, except for NRL, which has a rate of 10%. On Australian thoroughbred, harness and greyhound racing, the market base rate ranges from 7 to 10% depending on the state and racing code. Betfair incurs different fees to provide the betting exchange across the different states, and these variable market base rates reflect the fees charged by each racing body and state government. Alright, now let's talk about lay betting on the exchange. What is it? Unlike traditional bookmakers, we offer a unique platform that allows you to bet against other individuals, opening up a world of possibilities. I'll let Carl talk about the basics of lay betting.
Welcome to Betfair, where you can place lay bets on a range of sporting events, including horse racing, football, and more. Today, we're going to show you how to place a lay bet. First, let's start with the basics of lay betting. In a lay bet, you are betting against a particular outcome, such as a team losing a match or a horse not winning a race. This is different from a traditional bet where you are betting on an outcome to happen. To place a lay bet on Betfair, you need to select the outcome that you want to bet against by hitting the pink button and then choose what odds you want to lay. Liability in a lay bet is the potential amount of money that you could lose if the outcome you bet against actually happens. The backer's stake in a lay bet is the amount of money that the person placing a bet stands to win if the outcome they bet on does not occur. If someone else matches your bet, you have successfully placed a lay bet. So, in summary, to place a lay bet on Betfair, you need to select the outcome you want to bet against, choose the odds that you want to lay, and wait until someone matches your bet. If your bet doesn't get matched, the bet cancels and your liability returns to your account balance. If you would like to learn more about lay betting or other features on the Betfair exchange, follow us on social media or head to the Betfair Hub for more.
Well, what can we do with lay betting on the exchange? You can trade on racing and sport. With lay betting, you can lay something not to happen at lower odds and then back it at a higher price, ensuring a profit regardless of the event's outcome. In this scenario, the result becomes irrelevant and you're actively engaged in the betting game. You can lay on racing in play. If you consider yourself a form student, laying lead horses that you know have a weakness at the finish can provide you with an edge. By analysing video form and other factors, you can identify opportunities to lay horses that may struggle in the later stages of a race, or identify horses that traditionally would lead and then win the race. But if they jump poorly, then perhaps their chances of winning are diminished. You can also arbitrage bet. It involves backing a selection with a traditional bookmaker and simultaneously laying the same selection on the exchange at odds that guarantee a profit. This approach allows you to let the result play out while securing a profit through the price discrepancy between the bookmaker and the exchange. These are just a few examples of unique betting opportunities that lay betting offers on Betfair. Later we'll delve into these strategies in more detail, enabling you to unlock the full potential of lay betting and trading the odds. Let's move to discussing more about the nuances of the exchange. Liquidity. It's a word that gets thrown around a bit, but what does it actually mean? Liquidity refers to the amount of money available to be matched on a particular market on the Betfair exchange. In other words, it's the total amount of money that people are willing to stake on a given selection. When there is high liquidity in a market, it means there is a lot of money available to be matched, which makes it easier for users to place bets and get their bets matched quickly at fair prices. On the other hand, when there is low liquidity in a market, it means there is not much money available to be matched, which makes it harder for users to get their bets matched at these desired prices. You might have to put up volume and wait for someone who is willing to take it at the odds you've offered if there isn't any or enough volume available at what you deem to be a fair price. Punters who do this frequently are called market makers. Well, what if you're concerned about not being able to get on? Well, we have something called the Betfair starting price. Again, Carl has a great explanation, so I'll let Carl talk to this.
Welcome to Betfair, where you can bet using the Betfair starting price, or BSP for short. Today, we're going to show you how to place a bet using the Betfair starting price. The Betfair starting price is a feature that allows you to bet on a horse race without having to select the odds yourself. The BSP is determined based on the odds of the horses at the start of the race and the amount of money that has been bet on each horse. To place a bet using the Betfair starting price, select the BSP icon on the mobile app or desktop site. Once the icon is clicked, you will be able to view all the BSP prices. Click the BSP odds next to your selected runner and enter your stake. If your bet is successful, your payout will be calculated based on the BSP at the start of the race. If you would like to learn more about the BSP or other features on the Betfair exchange, follow us on social media or head to the Betfair Hub for more.
And as you can see in this chart here, Betfair consistently outperforms the best tote. After removing commission, Betfair starting price outperforms the best tote on Australian thoroughbred racing by 12.1% at level stakes over a period of 5 years, which is phenomenal. Well, this sounds great, but how do we get on at BSP? Well, Carl's explained how to use the mobile app. I'll explain a little bit about the desktop. Once you've ticked the Betfair SP button on the desktop site, you'll be able to bet down at BSP. Simply click on the letters SP for the side you want to bet, blue for back and pink for lay. A bet slip will pop up where you can enter your stake, which represents a fixed stake for both back and lay sides. Notice there's also a tick box there called Set SP Odds Limit. If you tick that box, you can set the minimum odds you're prepared to accept for a back bet and the maximum odds for a lay bet. If the BSP does not meet your odds requirements at the off, then the bet will lapse and the funds will be returned to your account. There's also this projected BSP, and it represents the predicted BSP based on the money available in the market. It's available, Betfair starting price, on most thoroughbred, greyhound and harness, win and place markets globally, as well as a small selection of sporting events, namely soccer markets in Europe and the UK. Before we get too sidetracked, let's return back to liquidity and what it means to the punter looking to get their bet matched. As you can see on screen, for this market, there is $50 available to be matched at odds of $5. That means if you were to place a back bet of $100 at odds of $5, then you wouldn't be able to get your full stake matched. Only $50 would be matched, and the remainder would stay in the market as being available to be matched. In this case, there are 3 options available for you. If you can't get your whole stake matched at your preferred price, you can change the odds you're prepared to accept. You can lower the back price or increase the lay price to take in offers from different punters at different prices. If you increase your lay price or decrease your back price, you are doing what's called crossing the spread, and this will enable you to be matched as quickly as possible. This is what the Match Me function in the Betfair app accomplishes. You can also cancel your unmatched stake, or you can leave it in the market. If you leave it in the market, there are a few options here. You can let it go to starting price and take whatever starting price is offered. Note that if your remaining unmatched price is less than the minimum bet requirement, then this remaining stake will lapse and be returned to your account. The default setting for unmatched volume is called lapse. So when the market goes in play, if it does go in play, any unmatched bets will automatically be returned to your account. If you set it to persist or remain, it basically means that the stake will stay in the market until the event is settled and is either matched or cancelled at the completion of the event. Not all events or markets go in play, and not all events and markets have Betfair starting price. The next topic we want to discuss is something called overround. It's an important concept in a wagering context because it refers to the total percentage for a market on Betfair Exchange or the total market built into the odds by the bookmaker. To calculate an overround, you need to find the sum of the reciprocal of the best available back price on the exchange or best odds on the bookmaker. In the example on screen, you can see the reciprocals of the best available price sum to 1.08 or 108%, giving a market overround of 8%. You might see this kind of overround a long time out from the jump on the Betfair Exchange, but close to the jump, the overround will creep down towards 101%, depending on the liquidity, as more money is drawn into the market. Overrounds on traditional bookmakers will vary from sport to sport and race to race, with sport generally seeing lower overrounds than racing markets. One easy way to see how this is illustrated on a bookmaker is to compare the traditional coin flip market, where it is known that a coin flip is 50-50, so implied odds of $2 either way, where bookmakers will offer odds for less than $2 on these markets. If it is greater than 100% the overround, that means the bookmaker is making a profit, regardless of the outcome on the event. The higher the percentage of the book, the greater the bookmaker's profit margin. Because the exchange operates on a peer-to-peer betting system, with Betfair taking profits out of commission as opposed to from losing bets, overrounds on the exchange are much lower than you would see at a bookmaker. But they can still exist, particularly when there's low liquidity in a market or when users place large bets at unfavorable prices. Arbitrage or trading high back prices against low lay prices is possible on the exchange if you can figure out when and where to place your bet. We'll discuss arbitrage, also called trading, in a later video. Now we've discussed the basics of Betfair, let's move on to where we're all here. Automation. What is automation? Fundamentally, automation on Betfair is concerned with the monitoring of and bet placement into markets on the exchange utilizing some form of software. Many customers on the exchange choose to automate their strategies for some or all of the following reasons. Efficiency. It allows for faster and more efficient betting. Instead of manually placing bets and monitoring markets, automated systems can execute bets instantly based on predefined rules and conditions. This saves time and eliminates the need for constant monitoring. Speed and precision. Automated betting systems can place bets with great speed and accuracy. They can instantly react to market changes and execute bets at optimal moments, ensuring that you don't miss out on favorable odds or opportunities. With the exchange stream refreshing up to 20 times per second, there are some serious speed improvements to be had. Reducing the effect of emotions. Emotions can often impact betting decisions, leading to impulsive or irrational choices. By automating your betting, you can limit the emotional aspect from the process. Bets are placed on predefined rules and strategies free from human bias or impulsive reactions to wins or losses. We'll cover the mental game of wagering in more detail in a later video. Consistency. Automated systems maintain consistency in betting strategies. Because they follow predefined rules and execute bets accordingly, they eliminate human errors, or also fat finger errors, or deviations from an intended strategy. This can help ensure a disciplined approach to betting and minimize the impact of short-term fluctuations. Increased coverage. Automation allows you to cover a large number of markets simultaneously. With manual betting, it can be challenging to monitor multiple markets and seize opportunities across different events. Automated systems can scan and analyze numerous markets simultaneously, expanding your betting coverage to markets that would happen traditionally when you're asleep, or perhaps during on a Saturday afternoon on racing markets where there are too many markets to monitor manually. Testing and optimization. So automating your betting enables you to test and optimize different strategies and systems. You can backtest historical data to assess the performance of your strategies and make adjustments based on the results. This iterative process can help you refine your approach and potentially improve profitability. Well, this all sounds brilliant, right? But how do you create a strategy? Well, the first crucial step in coming up with a strategy is to define your objectives. This involves clearly identifying and articulating what you aim to achieve with your betting activities. Why do I want to do this? Well, some key aspects to consider when defining your objectives. So market focus. Determine the specific markets you want to trade on Betfair. It could be horse racing, football matches, soccer matches, tennis tournaments, or any other sports and events available on the platform. Focusing on specific markets allows you to develop expertise and a deep understanding of the dynamics and factors that influence these markets. It's important to note that Australian punters are restricted from betting in-play sport, including automated strategies, which highlights the importance of understanding the local laws and regulations when trying to automate a strategy. Your profit goals. You need to understand the level of profitability you aim to achieve based on your betting activities. This could be a specific monetary target, a percentage return on investment, also called ROI, or a benchmark to measure success against. Risk tolerance. Assess your risk tolerance level. Consider the amount of risk you want to take and the potential losses you're comfortable with. This helps in determining appropriate strategies, bankroll management techniques, and risk control measures to incorporate into your model. In a later video, we'll discuss the importance of the mental game, even for automated strategies. Time commitment. Depending on how much time you're willing to invest in your automated betting activities will affect how deep and detailed you want to be in setting up your model. Automated systems can operate around the clock, but you need to define the extent of your involvement. Decide whether you want to be actively monitoring and adjusting your model or prefer a more hands-off approach. Learning and improvement. Acknowledge that learning and continuous improvement are essential components of your objectives. Betting markets are dynamic and strategies may require adjustments over time. Embrace a mindset of ongoing learning, adaptation and refinement to stay ahead of the competition and maximize your chances of success. It's important to ensure your objectives are realistic and align with your resources, skills and experience. Be aware of the inherent risks involved in wagering and set achievable goals that account for both winning and losing outcomes. Defining these objectives provides you with a roadmap and a sense of direction when it comes to building your automated betting model. It can help you stay focused, make informed decisions, and measure your progress as you work towards achieving your desired outcome. Well, brilliant. I've defined my objectives, but how do I get my hands on some data to start building a model? Well, once you've defined your objectives, it's time to start gathering data. This could include historical market data, odds data, form data, and any other relevant information specific to the markets you're interested in. It could include the Betfair historical data, which provides valuable insights into past market trends, odds movements, and outcomes. This data comes in the form of a JSON stream file and carries information about each market and how liquidity formed and flowed through the exchange. Australia and New Zealand customers can reach out directly to our email address at automation@betfair.com.au to discuss options for accessing and using the historical data. Betfair provides an API or an application programming interface that allows developers to access market data and place bets programmatically. By using the API, you can retrieve real-time market data, odds, and other relevant information directly from the platform. This enables you to build models based on up-to-date data and respond quickly to market changes. We'll cover the API in depth in a later video. Scraping websites. Some websites provide data related to sports events, including past results, player or team statistics, and other relevant information. You can use web scraping techniques to extract data from these websites. However, be mindful of the terms and conditions of the website and respect any legal and ethical considerations. If you're a programmer, each language has its own packages that are useful for this purpose, like Beautiful Soup or Selenium in Python. Beautiful Soup enables a page to be scraped using just an IDE or integrated development environment like Microsoft's VS Code. Selenium enables scraping of sites that populate dynamic content using JavaScript that only appear once the site opens in a browser. There are many useful YouTube tutorials on how to do this. We'll cover scraping Betfair BSP data as well in a later video. There's also sports and racing data providers. There are a number of third-party providers that offer comprehensive data sets specifically tailored for betting analysis. These providers aggregate form data from multiple sources, including live sports feeds and offer APIs or data packages that can be integrated into your betting model. Examples of such providers include Punting Form, Fast Track, and StatScore. Some of these APIs may be free, or some require a paid subscription. Form guides and news sources. Gathering data also involves staying updated with the latest news, form guides, injury reports, and other relevant information about teams, players, horses, or dogs. This information can help influence betting decisions and help you identify potential opportunities or risks. For example, if you had a betting model, it may not understand how to input player injuries in the AFL into your betting model. By monitoring these form guides and news sources, you'll be able to assist your model in identifying these issues. Once I've got my hands on this data though, what do I do with it, right? Well, you need to clean it first. Using bad or dirty data to make critical modeling decisions can actually be detrimental rather than beneficial. So dirty data or bad data involves data that is unclean, it has formatting issues, missing data, and things like that. It's crucial to ensure your data is clean and ready for analysis. Although it's not the most glamorous aspect of the data journey, it should be an essential part of your data pre-processing practice. Neglecting it at the outset can lead to potential challenges later on. It can cause models to build misleading or incorrect insights. If you base your modeling decisions on such insights, the consequences could be devastating. Moreover, launching a strategy based on flawed data can prove to be costly in the long run. It can arise from factors like human error, data scraping, or the amalgamation of data from various sources. Given the prevalence of multi-channel data, it's natural to encounter inconsistencies across different datasets. At the very least, working with bad data is a significant waste of time. You might have heard the saying, garbage in, garbage out, and they weren't talking about my tips. Well, how do I clean the data? You need to remove duplicates. When collecting data from various sources or using a data scraping method, duplicates will likely occur. They can skew your data, confuse your results, and make visualization challenging. Therefore, it's best to promptly remove them to ensure accuracy of your data. Removing irrelevant data. This can hamper the speed and clarity of your analysis. Before initiating a data cleaning, it's crucial to determine what is relevant and what is not. For example, when analysing maiden races, there is no need to include the strike rate of horses since only winless horses are allowed to participate. Other elements that could be removed include URLs, HTML tags, boilerplate text, garbled text resulting from unintended character encoding, excessive blank spaces, and data leakage, which is information not available for use in a live model. Standardizing naming conventions. So consistency in text is essential within your data. Merging data sets can result in errors when dealing with a mix of different naming conventions, such as track names and horse names. For example, on the Betfair exchange, all apostrophes are removed from horse names, and the text is in title case, which may not be the case across different data sources. So you'd need to remove the apostrophe and standardize capitalization of all words in the name for effective data merging between these sources. Additionally, track names are notoriously inconsistent across data sources, especially for venues with more than one track, Sandown and Randwick, just to name a couple, or venues that have sponsorship names applied to their name, like Bet365, Spendthrift, or Ladbrokes. You'll need to decide what your naming convention is, and then standardize this across your data sources. Converting data types. Conversion of data is often required, especially when dealing with numbers stored as text. Numerical data must appear as numerals to be processed properly, as analysis algorithms cannot perform mathematical operations on text strings. The same applies to dates stored as text, which should be converted into numeric formats. Clear formatting. Machine learning models struggle to process heavily formatted information. When collecting data from various sources, different date, text, or other data formats can cause confusion and inaccuracies, or even for large chunks of data to be excluded completely. In addition, you need to fix errors and standardize units. Even minor errors like typos can lead to missed insights. Simple steps like spell check can avoid such errors. Other inconsistencies such as different currencies or measurement units should be addressed. For example, some Betfair markets will calculate volume using British pounds, whereas others will use Australian dollars. You will have to convert this to Australian dollars using a historical currency conversion so as to preserve the consistent standard currency. Additionally, UK racing utilises miles and furlongs to measure the race distance, whereas Australian races are in metres. Handle missing values. When encountering missing values, you have two options: removing observations with missing values or inputting the missing data. The choice here depends on your analysis goals and the importance of the missing information. Removing missing values entirely may result in the loss of valuable insights. In such cases, it's often preferable to input the missing data by conducting research or replacing the missing values with placeholders, like missing for text or 0 for numerical fields, depending on the value indicated in that field. However, if the number of missing values is too extensive to manually input, then it may be necessary to remove the entire section. So by following these rules and techniques, you can significantly enhance the quality and reliability of your data for subsequent analysis and modeling. Well, how can you start getting your hands on some data? If you go to our automation hub, we've got some great tutorials on how to get your hands on some data, whether that's Betfair starting price data or looking at websites to be able to get your own form data. Well, this concludes our first episode of our automation video series. In episodes 2 and 3, we'll be speaking to Paul Smith and Bruno Chevet about modelling and the mental game of wagering. Paul and Bruno are successful automated punters on the exchange and have been past guests in our other automated content. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you then.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.